Greetings, friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you have been here before, or welcome if it is your first time visiting. Today's reading came to me, I want to say, via baptism by fire. Because I have never been one in all of these years to follow or form any sort of opinion on the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. Until, that is, I recently heard from Dee Dee. And that video is on my channel. If you haven't caught it, I will link it in the description box below. But I feel as though there was this little bit of polarization that went on with my viewers as a result of my having allowed Dee Dee to contact my spirit guides and to bring messages forth through them that I shared with you. But prior to that, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I didn't really know much about Gypsy Rose. I realize now that she is someone who has a very, very large following, that she has a fan base. She has a television show, a reality show, I believe. And I have never at all watched anything to do with her. And again, this isn't speaking to any personal feelings that I have. In fact, I really hope that you guys will understand that when I do readings such as this one that I'm prepared to do, my ego takes a back seat to the messages that are coming through courtesy of my guides. So it isn't as though I'm speaking from my POV. It isn't that I'm sharing how I feel or think or what I necessarily believe. Because I have gotten this question more than once. When I do a reading, is it possible that my personal beliefs and feelings differ from that which I am hearing and or reporting on through the cards? And the answer to that is a very simple yes. In certain cases, it has, and they do. My feelings don't always align with the messages that are coming through. But I try to be open-minded to listening to what Spirit is delivering to me. And I hope that you will listen and receive these messages in the same way. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Gypsy and Ryan and Ken. Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Yeah, exactly, guys, exactly. Because I feel like I'm Dorothy going into the land of Oz right now, because I literally know nothing about this relationship, this dynamic, this love triangle. So we're going to see what the cards have to reveal, have to tell me, have to enlighten me about these three individuals who are very much linked, is what I'm hearing. And then stick around until the end of the video, because I'm going to pull a card for the collective for you guys to check in and let you know what the spirit world wants to reveal to each one of you. Okay? To the collective. So I'm just going to move this deck out of the way and allow this deck here to control the board space for this portion of the reading. Now, this is an indie deck by Shimmeltai, and I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed with this deck. We're going to go ahead and read with this one. Okay. Knock, knock, knock. What does it mean when I knock on the deck? I do that for several reasons. It helps to invite Spirit to answer, and it also helps to release energy from previous readings that could be stuck in the deck, and it sort of is like a reset button. And you'll see me sometimes knock in between pulls of the cards, and the reason I do that is to continue to keep summoning Spirit to interact with the deck and the cards. All right, so that is why I do that. I want to give this a good shuffle. Whoa, okay, let's see. We did have some cards just sort of fall or fly or drop out. So we'll see what they want to say. No particular questions am I going to really ask. Just what does the spirit world want us to know about Gypsy and the men in her life? The men in her life. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what we have here. Okay, guys. We had 8 cards come out. All right, so let's start here with the King of Coins, or Pentacles, as it were. And this is talking to me about this very large and looming male presence in Gypsy's life. Because the king, of course, is the highest in command, at least if you're over in the UK. But yeah, so the fact that this is coming up as the first card in the reading talks to me about how influential the male role is to Gypsy, especially right now. And I have seen photos, of course, of Gypsy and Ryan and Ken. And I don't know why, but I'm getting a Ryan energy coming through with this King of Coins. Now, interesting that it is not in the King of Cups, because I do feel as though I am getting some form of deep affection from Ryan toward Gypsy. But what I'm hearing right now is that Ryan is trying to separate himself from her in an emotional component. And being that this has come up in the Pentacles or Coins, I feel as though Ryan is beginning to look at the position that he now holds or doesn't hold, is what I'm hearing, and how perhaps he can financially gain something from Gypsy and from the recognition he's getting because of his involvement with her. So I'm not saying that he's out for the money. I don't want to make it sound that way. So what I'm hearing is that Ryan is currently learning. He is learning how to separate his heart space from hers, because he got burned. He got burned is what I'm hearing. And he no longer wants to feel pain. He wants to sort of compartmentalize what is going on with Gypsy right now. And in doing so, he is learning that maybe he needs to keep his eye on the prize in some form or fashion when it has to do with money. Because I think that is what is helping him to keep his affection and his feelings in check with her or toward her, okay? So this is coming up around Ryan. And then we have the Empress. Now the Empress is typically the mother energy of the deck, the Empress. And it has not escaped me that we have the Emperor here, which is the father energy. We'll get to it. But the Empress usually features a female in some form of anticipation, either a birth or some sort of conception. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have heard that Gypsy is expecting her first child. So this makes sense to me coming up in the motherhood form. However, this is the third card in the major arcana. And I feel as though for Gypsy, there is that triangle of 3 in her relationships, with Ryan still being someone who is somewhat in the middle, I want to say, of what's going on with her and Ken. So yeah, there's this motherhood. Additionally, I'm hearing that this 3 could also be representative of Gypsy and her child and Ken. But there is a 3 around her, and the 3s are always creative in the space of the tarot and the world. So any 3 card that comes out in a tarot reading typically links up in some way, shape, or form to creativity or creating a new version, a new idea, a new reality. And yeah, so this is speaking to the creation going on for Gypsy right now with her child and with her reality as well, a new reality for her. And then we have the Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles, which speaks to me to this duality in Gypsy's life right now. I'm hearing the word duality, and I feel as though, being that this is coming up in the Pentacles or coins, Gypsy, what I'm hearing, is juggling finances. And the fact that this is looks like a male figure here is telling me also that Gypsy has a very strong masculine side to her nature. I know she comes across, I have heard her speak on people's videos and, here and there, I've heard bits and pieces of her speaking. And her voice comes across as very feminine. But she has a masculine side to her nature, especially when it comes around finances and money. And her physicality is what I'm hearing. Now, I know she is embracing the feminine divine with motherhood there. But by the same time, what I'm hearing is when it comes to money matters, she is very fiscally minded in the male. And the fact that this is coming up in the two, I feel as though Gypsy is juggling. She's juggling something with respect to her future with money dealings and finances, and I'm hearing offerings. Because I feel as though in the immediate, Gypsy has two very lucrative offers. And she's trying to figure out which one is the best, which road is the best to take. Because I am hearing that she may be called upon to choose between these two. Like, she isn't going to be able to juggle both, is what I'm hearing. So she is trying to hone in on which of these opportunities is going to pan out the best for her with respect to her wealth, her income, and so on. Okay, but she is making these decisions. She's not relying on anyone else to do that, is what I'm hearing. Now we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups. And I feel like this is coming in around Ken's energy, okay? And I feel as though, this is interesting to me, guys, because I feel as though the message I'm hearing is not necessarily that Ken was her knight in shining armor. From his point of view, he did not feel as though he was her knight in shining armor. She placed that role on him. She wanted to see him be this person for her. In Gypsy's mind, Ken was her knight in shining armor in her heart space. But whatever offerings he brought into her, I feel as though it was something that she manifested or she allotted, in that she was like telling him, you can do this for me. You can bring this into reality for me. And he sort of is going along with that role, is what I'm hearing. So interesting to me that whatever love or affection he is presenting to Gypsy at this time, I'm hearing is something that Gypsy is more or less orchestrating. Yeah, she's orchestrating this whole dynamic because the Emperor, that's the father energy of the deck. So it is coming up closely connected to Ken. I am aware that there has been some speculation around who is the father of this child. And right now I am hearing that it does come up around Ken. Because with this Emperor, this is typically the father energy of the deck. And I'm feeling it around Ken's energy. And or, guys, I'm also hearing that this is a role that Gypsy wants to assign to Ken. She wants Ken to embrace and to acknowledge and to accept the role as father in the life of her child. And she very much wants that to be something that Ken forms an attachment to, an emotional attachment to. Because I am getting a little bit of detachment from Ken around this pregnancy and around this child. So that is curious to me, like why he would feel that way. So yeah, we'll look into that here with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles or Four of Coins is typically that little bit of guarded energy around a situation. And because this is on the heels of us discussing Ken, I'm going to stay in his energy right now. And he is holding on to some form of finances or income or some form of physical stature or physicality that he has attained thus far. And he is guarding this, okay? And I think how I would best interpret this, because it's a feeling I'm getting, so for me to try to interpret it best would be for me to try to say that Ken is wary. He's a bit leery of all that is going to be up and coming with the birth of this child. And I'm also hearing that whatever riches, okay, I'm hearing the word riches, he has amassed thus far because of his involvement with Gypsy is something that might feel a bit precariously placed for him. Ken may not be feeling particularly grounded when it comes to money and finances and income in this relationship. So whatever he has earned thus far, I feel like he himself wants to keep for himself. He's guarding that. He might even have like a separate bank account from her is what I'm hearing. Because he could be feeling as though his income is not stable as long as he is connected to Gypsy. So that's interesting right there. So the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands are the final cards. And because this is a couple here in their passion, I'm going to say that these cards are being assigned to Gypsy and Ken at the moment. And they are both feeling passionate about what is happening right now. But I'm not feeling that it is necessarily completely aligned with the birth of their child. I feel as though this passion is ignited around their, I'm hearing their popularity, I'm hearing rise to fame. That's interesting because that is coming up together around them. You see that, the king and queen. I am hearing, and I'm losing my voice, guys, around this. I am hearing that they want to rise to a certain stature in the public eye together as a couple, at least at this moment in time. And when I start to lose my voice in a reading, that is my cue that Spirit is saying, this is all they want to reveal at this moment, all right, about this whole situation. And I'm hearing leave it at that. Leave it at that. But yeah, pretty interesting energy right now around them as a couple, because this isn't coming up as the King and Queen of Cups, which would tell me that they are joined in romance from a heart or emotionally centered space. This is coming up in their passion toward their position. Okay? Really, really intriguing to me, guys. All right, we're going to clear the deck and I'm going to pull a card for the collective. But I do hope that you were able to glean something from all of this. And if so, let me know in the comment section down below what you were able to derive from these cards coming up around these three individuals. guys. What does the universe want to tell you all as a collective? And remember, this is a collective message to anyone who is watching. So this is meant for your own personal interpretation. Okay? How this reads is going to be how each one of you relates to this particular card. Okay? Positive movement forward, the 8 card. So what I am hearing, guys, positive movement forward, sort of aligns with the short video I uploaded recently with the horses. If you missed that video, go ahead into my shorts videos and check that out, because there is movement, and it is no coincidence that we are in the 8th month right now. This month for you guys is very big universally for making something important happen. Many of you out there have been working very hard toward changing something in your life in a very positive way. All right? You are inviting this new wind, this shifting of course, going toward the sun. So this is positive. And you've been working on this. You have been manifesting this. You have been doing whatever you can possibly do in your power to make a new reality for yourself. And this is going to work well for you. We've got this water, this conductive energy, positive energy from the universe. And because I'm hearing forward, I also want to tell you, I'm supposed to tell you not to look back. Do not look back. Because looking back for you could invite something in that the universe does not want you to take with you on this journey of moving forward, okay? So do not look back is what I'm hearing. Keep your sights on the prize. Keep your goals in sight. Allow that which you are working toward, allow that to be your sole focus. Forget what didn't work. Let that go. You have learned your lesson is what I'm hearing. And you are primed right now to achieve and to attain. That is what you are moving toward. Because the 8s will move toward the 9, which is attainment, and the 10, which is the completion. So you are nearly there. You're so close. You are so close, guys. So continue on your path because it is moving in the direction that you seek. All right? That is the message from the universe for you guys today. Okay, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this reading and that you will stick around for my next one. I aim to bring that to you very soon. Friends, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you have that notification bell clicked and set to all so you don't miss anything that is coming up ahead on the channel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you.